You think democracy begins at the ballot box? No. Democracy begins at the base of the pyramid. 40%. That's where it starts. 40% of people show up. They vote. They participate. They believe they're shaping destiny. And in a way, they are. But watch what happens next. From that 40%, only 51% choose the winning side. 40% multiplied by 51% gives you roughly 20%. 20% of the population effectively determines the political direction of the country. Pause there. Not 100%. Not the people. 20%. Now let's climb. Of that 20%, only about 20% are truly active in their relationship with capital. Business owners, investors, individuals who understand leverage. 20% of 20%. 4%. 4% of society is economically awake. But even inside that 4%, the Pareto law whispers again. Only 20% of them truly scale, truly multiply, truly compound. That leaves us with 0.8%, less than 1%. And then, at the very top, the famous 1%, the group that owns more wealth than half the planet combined. Here is the uncomfortable philosophical question. Is this injustice? Or is this structure? Pareto is not a conspiracy. It is a pattern. In forests, in language, in companies, in revolutions. Most trees never touch the sun. Most words are rarely spoken. Most businesses never scale. Most voters never convert influence into capital. This pyramid is not just about wealth. It is about concentration of energy. Democracy distributes voice. Markets distribute opportunity. But capital concentrates power. And here is the paradox. The base believes it governs the top, but the top understands leverage. The 40% believes in participation. The 20% understands coalition. The 4% understands capital. The 1% understands compounding. They understand time. So the real question is not, is the pyramid fair? The real question is, at which layer do you choose to operate? Because every layer obeys the same law. A pyramid is not oppression. It is organization. Every system concentrates energy. The question is not whether power concentrates. The question is whether mobility exists. Democracy gives voice. Markets give movement. Capital gives acceleration. The pyramid is not a prison. It is a map. And maps are not meant to discourage you. They are meant to show you where leverage lies. 20% drives 80%, and the minority that understands the rule shapes the majority that lives under it. This is not cynicism. This is mathematics wearing a suit. And in business, and in politics, mathematics always wins. But here is something the Italian engineer who first noticed this pattern understood very well. The elite is never permanent. It circulates, power concentrates, then reorganizes. Capital accumulates, then reallocates. Influence rises, then fades. The 1% is not a castle. It is a current. Some are carried by it. Some learn to navigate it. Some build boats. And the possibility of movement, that silent promise that tomorrow you can stand higher than today, is what keeps Europe restless, innovative, ambitious. Without mobility, hierarchy becomes decay. With mobility, hierarchy becomes competition. The pyramid remains, but the faces at the top change. And that change, that circulation, is the quiet engine of progress. So the question is not whether the 1% exists. The question is, do you understand the structure well enough to move within it? Welcome to Gavril Talks Business and Philosophy, where we don't just count the numbers. We learn how to circulate among them. Understanding structure is the first step to shaping it.